Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Salon Etiquette with Ms. Camille. And today I want to talk about us being booked and busy. Booked and busy. And last week I was reading one of the Facebook chats, and I was reading one of the Facebook chats, and someone put on there that they were feeling trauma dumped, and it was a barber, and he said, "What do you do when you feel like your clients are trauma dumping on you?" Well, one thing I would say off the bat is, in this beauty business, whether you're a barber or a nail technician or esthetician, but definitely if you're behind the chair like a barber or a hairstylist, 50% of it is hair and the other 50% of it is being a psychiatrist. I always say that because you're going to listen to a lot and you're going to hear a lot. But that's also what keeps you booked and busy, because people feel like they can confide in you. They look forward to coming back. So, with that being said, it's best to create a work-life balance for yourself, that you don't feel as if you're being trauma dumped, where you feel like you hate going to work, hate listening to your clients. You just hate it altogether. But this could be any job, not just being a hairstylist or barber. Any job you can experience some form of burnout, right? So, with that being said, in 35 years, especially as a young stylist, when I worked every Saturday, I remember one time I worked Saturday 15 years straight without taking a Saturday off. I always worked, because of course, back in the day, Saturday was one of the busiest days in the salon, right? So, always worked on a Saturday. So, one thing I did learn is to have a work-life balance. And I'm going to give you 5 things off the hand that will help you create a work-life balance. For one, plan a vacation. I know one time at my busiest time, especially when I had a lot of moolah coming in, I would take my family on vacation twice a year. One time in the summer, one time in the winter. We would get away. And at the time I was married, and I packed my husband up, packed my kids up. We would, I let my husband know I got tickets to go here or tickets to go there, and he would drive us, and we would drive to Florida, which at that time I lived on the East Coast. I know one time we drove to Myrtle Beach, any beach, anywhere we could find a beach, which we lived in New Jersey, so we was close to the Atlantic Ocean, so we were familiar with beaches in Atlantic City. We had beaches in Wildwood, so anywhere there was a beach we would go. Also, because we lived on the East Coast, one year we went to the Poconos, where they had snow, and we took the kids snowboarding. And I remember my husband said, "Ain't no black people out here. We the only black people out here." And that's okay. It was okay that we was the only black people out there, because I had 4 little ones, and they made the best of it, and they had a good time, right? So I always had work-life balance. So when I did come back to work, I had felt refreshed, I had felt renewed, because I did something for myself, right? Number 2, make sure you have a pet. Maybe you can have a pet where you walk your dog every day just to get you out the house before you go to work, or sometimes now they got doggy parks and you can join a doggy community with dog friends, so you're not just engulfed in the salon or the barbershop. You have life outside of the barbershop or beauty salon. Discover your favorite sports again. I have a friend out here in Arizona. He's over 50 and he jet skis. And I think that is so cool. I'm not going to jet ski, but I think that's cool that he is over 50 and he knows how to jet ski. Get out there on the water and drive. It looks like a little motorcycle, but it's on the water. But I think that is so cool. Also out here in Phoenix, they have tennis clubs. They have cigar lounges. I even hear some people say that a lot of the Spanish guys out here, I hear they say they play rugby or they play soccer, you play volleyball. So have life outside of work. Have life outside of work. So not only are you working, but you pour back into yourself. Pour back into yourself some kind of way. Find something you like to do. What do you like to do? Whether you're married, whether you're single, always make time out for you and things you like to do. And hopefully if you're married, your spouse will agree to come along. But if not, you still your individual person, join as one, but still find things that you like to do. Okay? So that when you go to work, you full, because you done did something you like. Another thing I like to do is I like to coffee hop. I like to go to visit different coffee shops. Every week, on TikTok, they show you all the different coffee shops, and a cup of coffee is $5, even though it might be a lot of gas to drive there sometimes. But just to have something different that I like to do, that I like to part in, that it pours back into me. So when I go to my clients, I don't feel drained, like, oh God, here they come again. And you don't want your clients to feel that they are a burden to you, because at the end of the day, that's your income. Your client's feeling comfortable, your client's feeling happy. But number one, like my aunt tells me all the time, when you get on the airplane, they tell you before you put on the plastic mask on the person next to you, your child or whoever, you must put the plastic mask on yourself first. So make sure that we learn to make it a lifestyle to give back to ourselves, implant into ourselves, that we're not just giving out. Another thing I like to do, number 5, I love live concerts. Matter of fact, I'm 55. Last month I drove to Las Vegas, which Las Vegas is only 5 hours from here. And I went to a New Edition concert in Las Vegas, right? It was New Edition, Johnny Gill, Tony Braxton, Boyz II Men, Biff Beverly, and I sang all night long. That girl is poison. I knew I danced and I sang. Did something to myself. I'm full. I'm probably full for the next 6 months, but it ain't gonna take me that long to go to another concert. But I'm just saying, I am full. I did something I like. I poured back into me. It doesn't have nothing to do with work. Matter of fact, when I go to work, if it's a rough day, all I can hear is that, and think about how much fun I had at the concert and how I'm going to work and make this money so I can go back to another one. Matter of fact, it's February, end of February here in Arizona, and Linnell is coming. The comedian Linnell is coming. I'm going to make sure I get tickets to go to her comedy show downtown Phoenix. That's something I like to do. So when I go to work, I'm going to go to the concert. I think her thing is either on a Friday or, no, her thing is on a Thursday night. Get dressed. Go get dressed. Leave work early. Leave work. Some days you got to leave work early. Some days you gotta leave work early. It's on a Thursday. I'm gonna leave. I don't work, but if I did, I would leave work early to go to the concert, to pour back into me. If I know that I got the concert at 7 o'clock, I'll make sure I take my last person at 4 that day. Heck, maybe last person at 3. So I could go home, shower, put my favorite outfit on, and be there at the concert at 6:30 or 6 o'clock, because you got to find parking downtown Phoenix. You got to find a parking garage to park in. So the parking is a little crazy there. But like I said, I hope that we never feel like our customers are trauma dumping on us. I hope that we learn to have a work-life balance, that we fill ourselves up so much that when we go back into work, we not on E. We're not on E. Another thing is going to church on Sunday. Some people, involved in church, and you get to go and pray and worship and sing. That's a good thing too. I always, especially when my kids was little, I always went to church on Sunday. So that gives you a chance for someone to, offer your encouraging words for the week, that gonna be busy all week, but you had that. You go to church because the messenger has a message. It's up to you to accept the message. But sometimes you go to church and you be like, wow, sound like she was in my kitchen. Wow, sound like he was in my house. How did he know what? Because the Spirit knows what you are longing for, what you need. So you go to church to gather with other people in the Spirit to pour back into yourself. That was, that's another way to pour back into yourself. But back to concerts. When I lived on the East Coast, I love Erykah Badu. I love Erykah Badu. So one thing I can say about Erykah Badu, when you go to her concert, you gonna sing. She sings all her hits, and it's worth every dime. So when I go to, so that's one thing I always treated myself to. I remember one time I was working at a beauty school and I had Erykah Badu tickets. Matter of fact, I had won them on the radio. And I made sure I let them know I had to leave earlier that day. I'm going to see Erykah Badu. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to my Erykah Badu concert. So we gotta pour back into us, because with being a hairdresser or barber, we pour into people so much. We have to make sure we pour back into ourselves, that we're full. So when we go to work, we're not on E, or we don't feel like our customers is trauma dumping us, because that's your money. The more clients you have, the more money you make. Not necessarily, because some of us we charge enough that we don't need no much customers. We making the money off of one client. But my point is, you making that money, pour back in yourself. Do something you like. Find things you like. Be balanced. Just don't be all work and no play. And that's, to be honest, it's not just for hairdressers. It's for any business you're in. You have to make sure that you pour back into yourself. That way, when I go to Erykah Badu concert and they be getting on my nerves, I say, you better call Tyrone. Call him. And you can't use my phone. Right? That's what I tell them. You better call Tyrone. Because I'm full. I done been to Erykah Badu concert. I done sang and danced the whole night. She done shook her booty. I done shook my booty too. Had a good time. I went to Erykah Badu concert maybe about 5 years ago, and we had, like I said, we won tickets on the and it was what they call floor seats, right? So we was probably five rows from the stage. And honey child, they got the cutting up, and I don't know, somebody threw a drink on somebody, and they got. So after that, I said, I will. If I have to bomb, I'm not buying no more floor tickets, because them people be cutting up, and you on this flat floor. You can't really, at least if you up in the rafters or something, you can run out. But you down on the floor, you like down. I said, But nevertheless, we had a good time. So as a barber, as a hairstylist, we have to learn to have work-life balance. Because if you in it for the long haul, like I said, I'm 30 years deep, 30 going on 35 years deep of working behind the chair. I done seen a lot, I done heard a lot. And like I said, if you have your own thing going on, when your clients come to you, and that's another thing I want to say. Thank you, Spirit, Holy Spirit. Because my relationship with, and I'm going to talk about this another day, but not today. But your relationship with your client is sacred. The client, hairdresser, barber relationship is sacred. So people come to you, the way you treat them or the way they feel around you is what causes them to return. And that's how you stay booked and busy, because of your relationship. People can, what they say, they can relate to you. You can relate to them. So you never want to feel trauma dump, like your clients is trauma dumping on you. When your clients come, you should be happy to see them, and they should be happy to see you. And it's sacred, as in when they tell you stuff, some stuff, I hear it, but I'm also singing in my head about what I'm going to do when I get off work, or who I'm going to see when I get off work, or what I'm going to get when I get off work. Because you got to have your own life. Your own life. You don't even have to discuss your love life with your clients or whatever. But I'm just saying, you still got to have your own thing going on. Let people say what they want to say. Because people, you might be the only person that they could talk to, that they know that you're not going to tell their business or talk about them behind their back. Sometimes just a pat on the shoulder. I know it's something about that cape, when you put that cape down on people, whoosh, button it up in the back, and I just tap all my clients on the shoulder. Or sometimes I just rub them. Like, this is a safe place. This is a safe place. So just press on the shoulder. This is a safe place. You can talk about what you want to talk about. You can say what you want to say here. And I'm going to master my craft. I'm going to concentrate on my curling irons. I'm going to concentrate on what I'm blow drying. I'm concentrating on my craft. Master your craft. Let the people talk. Master your craft. Okay, I need to cut 2 inches off. Master your craft. Master your craft in your heart and your head. You mastering your craft. Let them talk with whatever they want to talk about. What, for real? Mm-hmm. Keep going. Next thing you know, what you've done. So let people talk. Don't feel like they trauma dumping you. Another thing too, always went to hair shows. That's one thing I learned from when I was working in one of the first salons I worked in. The hairdresser, matter of fact, bless her heart, rest in peace, Miss Timona, she was the first one to take me to New York hair show. Her and Miss Bobby went to. I found that picture the other day. I had my MCM bagger. You could tell me nothing, child. But matter of fact, it was so long ago. My daughter is 33, and my daughter was 6 months old. So that's how long Ms. Camille been doing this. So Mona is 33. My daughter Mona is 33, and I have a picture of me with her at the hair show. I had my baby in a little thing. And another good thing is to go to trade shows. At one point, everybody made sure they went to Atlanta hair show. It was called the Bronner Brothers hair show. Every year, everybody went. New York show, Jacob Janison Center, every year. New York, you went. Then they had the Proud Lady show in Chicago, and you went to the hair shows and you got a booth. because you was able to hear encourage, just like church, you hear encouraging words, you learn new techniques, you got to upgrade on your craft, going to hair shows, pouring back into yourself. Which I'm out here on the West Coast now, so I think they have hair. I need to start going back to hair show, but because of the COVID, they cut it out. But now they're starting to get it back slowly. But I did go to a couple of out here before, one at Long Beach, and then I think they got one. Don't quote me, but I'm gonna do my research and I'll get back to y'all. But be balanced. Go on vacation, get a pet, discover a new sport, coffee shop hop, go to church. Like I said, go to hair shows. Most importantly, go to your favorite concert. Go sing, go dance. Dance like nobody's watching you. Have fun outside of work. And a lot of time people, we be mad at our spouse because we not happy. Oh, this person's not making me happy. Well, your happiness had nothing to do with them. Your happiness is you choosing to do what you like to do on a daily basis. And trust me, if you're gonna be a hairdresser, if you're gonna be a barber, nail technique, you're gonna have to choose you, because people will come to you and not only get their service, but they're going to talk about their problems or their kids or their husbands or this or that. So you're going to have to be full. And when they start talking, you're going to have to say, you better call Tyrone. Call him. That's what you're singing in your head. Because you done been to Erica's Badu concert and you done danced all night. You don't have time for no drama. You walking around the shampoo bowl dancing, having a good time. And that's what life is about. Life. And then another thing too, you can always have a second craft or cooking, do something else you like on the side. You don't just have to be engulfed in hair. Because like I said, people going to talk to you. It is 50% hair and it's 50% service. Because sometimes people, the way they act, their mood is based on what they're going through. So you could do a good job on the hair, and if they, going through something, they'd be, oh, I don't like my hair, and it don't have nothing to do with the hair. So that's why we have to make sure we always in a good place. So when people come, and now I'm to the point now where when people come, if they acting on antsy and stuff, I can ask, oh, is everything okay? You can ask them from the door, because you're in a good place. Hey, don't come in here, But like I said, we want to stay booked and busy. So we want to make sure that we love on ourselves. So when our clients come and sit in our chair, we have a lot of love for them. And when they tell us stuff, it stays right there in the chair. All right. And you leave the chair at work and make sure you have life from behind the chair, because it is life from behind the chair. I'm 55. Honey, child, I moved down here and who knows where, with the palm trees and the birds. Living la vida loca. Life after 30 years behind the chair. But I'm still here. And I'm still going to concert. Because it's this new guy, October London. Ooh, I'm on top of the world. I love me some October London. Y'all got to listen to y'all some October London. He's supposed to come out to Las Vegas in April. And y'all know Ms.Camille gonna give her some tickets. All right then. Well, I love you. Stay booked and busy. You got this. Let's master our craft and let's stay booked and busy.